Welcome, Chosen One.
What is up, assholes? Welcome back to another Gwent video. Today I'm going to be playing a deck that my brain is definitely too small to actually play properly, but hopefully the fact that Herald Gord is kind of busted now, hopefully that'll help pull me through, you know? Today I will be the small brain man playing the big brain deck and being carried by broken cards. We are playing SCOIA'TAEL Precision Strike. SCOIA'TAEL doesn't really have a good leader for this kind of stuff. Like some people are doing Mahakam Forge, and you set up your Orbs of Insight to have 1, 2, and 3 counters, and then you play Alzur, Mahakam Forge, trigger 3 spells in a row, and just instantly trigger Alzur. And that's cool. But it's a bit too gimmicky for what I wanted to go for today. And also using Mahakam Forge just for that. It's not a good leader. It's not enough to make dwarves good, and it's definitely not good in anything else. And then, obviously, sure, we're doing some elf stuff. I have decided not to go with the elf swarm Aileron route. Although some of these decks do play Aileron, because we do play a lot of elves, so it's perfectly justified. But no Vernasiel, no Isengrim. Is that the guy who boosts all the elves? So Ambush is no point. Nature's Gift, we're not playing nature cards, we're playing spells. Invigorate, I actually thought about this, because now that it got reworked slightly, it is a lot more playable. It can make all of our greedy engines a bit more durable. So this is definitely a way to go, I think, and Guerrilla Tactics can fuck off. So once again, it's Precision Strike in a deck that thematically has nothing to do with precision. I mean, I guess that's wrong. I mean, spellcasting probably requires a lot of precision. But it has nothing to do with bows and arrows. And then Angry Dryads coming out of nowhere. But this is kind of the way SCOIA'TAEL decks have been going, because this is a good leader that you can fit into any deck as long as you have 2 4 provision slots available, which every deck does. Kind of a shame. I hope SCOIA'TAEL leaders do get some changes just to change that. But here is the deck. I do believe I've had this in my deck builder for like a week now, but I'm pretty sure that this particular list is not a direct copy of any others. Like I checked the meta reports. I checked Thea Beastie, who had a pretty popular SCOIA'TAEL list on playgwent.com, and I'm pretty sure mine is not a direct copy of any of them. Just so I don't have to give any credit. I mean, I did get inspiration from all the things I just mentioned, all the people. But here we are. You just play a bunch of spells, some greedy cards, and then get last say, and Herald Gord is probably 20 points. Which is not okay. Not okay for a card for 7 provisions that, you know, requires setup, but come on. And once again, I'm able to play Gwent perfectly fine. No hiccups. But renaming decks, saving decks that I haven't made any changes to, and claiming my daily reward, that makes the game just load for way too long. But we're going to jump into some gameplay. No more waiting, no more loading for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I can play this semi-properly, because it's actually a really cool deck with a lot of fun interactions. I am not a big fan of Herald Gord right now, but you kind of have to play him to play this deck. But otherwise, this archetype is actually pretty directly up my alley in terms of greedy engines, greedy cards, cool interactions with the Orbs of Insight carryover. A lot of stuff that I do really enjoy. So I think we can overlook the Gord for now and have some fun playing Skellige. I was going to say SCOIA'TAEL. Ooh, that combo. Would it be good? I don't know. But I'm going to mix up my cosmetics a little bit, and I'll see you in the gameplay. Enjoy the video. You know, it's really enjoyable how, like, it's looking for a match for well over a minute. and I'm like, okay, maybe it's stuck. I'll trick cancel because sometimes that works, and then it attempts to leave matchmaking for like 10 seconds, and then it finds a match. How does that work? Oh god, no. I don't want this. I mean, this hand is pretty good though. All the bricks in the deck. I don't want Herald Gord. This is fine because we want Orb of Insight. I mean, I'm not thrilled about double Nature's Rebuke against this because I don't think that's very good. Could be wrong. Do you just open with Dunka? Oh, Sunset Wanderers? I wouldn't have guessed. That's fine. I mean, this is hyper thin, so they won't play Invocation, right? What do they have in terms of killing Dunka? Do they have Heatwave? Do they have internet connections? Please don't let this match end in a win for me because the opponent loses connection. Didn't that happen last video? Come on, I was actually... This is a matchup I don't mind. Why does that have to end in... Now I'm going to win because my opponent is forced to concede. And then I'm going to queue up against Relicts. I mean, I think this deck beats Relicts. 100% win rate. I guess my brain is not that small after all. I mean, that sucks. But I'm not too excited to play against it, but it's so much better than most things. See, now this is bad. I said Relicts, but then I realized that Relicts would actually be maybe a good matchup. But this. I bet that last match would have been pretty good, and now there's this. Why? So my point still stands. Like, again, I said Relicts, but my point about the opponent losing connection, me getting a free win, not really that satisfying, and then queuing up against the worst thing possible. That happened. That very much happened. Should I be playing... Maybe I should be playing the Feign Death right away. And then try to set up some elves and then... Get an immediate trigger, that'd be nice. Or he lets this live. And I'll be mildly concerned. I mean, I guess it's not an easy card for them to deal with right off the bat. Without setup for drill. Like that wasn't too good for him. But do I even want to spend this? And the question is, am I gonna have to? I think yes. I think yes. I mean, I've never played this matchup, SCOIA'TAEL versus Line Pockets, and I've been lucky enough to not play too much against Line Pockets, so like I don't know for sure, but I think most likely I would regret it if I didn't play Feign Death. Am I wrong? Often. But maybe not today. Maybe the deck's name is wrong and my brain is not too small. Is it going to be a roping Line Pockets player? Because now I really just want to go back and play that hyper thin matchup. Like, come on. Bloody good friends. Oh yes, please, come on, another connection loss, please. Please. Take me back to the days of hyper thin, huh? guess I should have played this melee. Just did not clog up too much. I mean, this is not gonna live. Not gonna live. You know what? A Horse Sun Jr. here is not too bad. I take that back. It's awful. Actually, if he uses it now without getting any coins first, he will have to use the Insanity, and then I can kill it with this cleaver. Oh no. What's the play here? Wait for another unit? What can you get? Feign Death, kind of bad there. Or the Waylay, rather, but we killed Cleaver. We played a 9. If he kills this now, I can rest in peace. Yes, please, connection loss. I don't want to finish this match. Come on, lose connection, and let's just queue into that hyper thin guy again, huh? Come on. Please. Gods have mercy. Really hot in here. Yes! Can I please just get an actual match, but not against this? What is it with everyone's connection today? Alright, our next victim. Relicts?
Just great.
Alright. The prophecy came true after all. Why? Why? There's no reason for that. What is this? Good. Okay, suddenly I went from having a very, very subpar hand to suddenly having all my good cards and all my bricks in the deck. We are going to need Feign Death, though. Alright. A Griffin. What? Why does this deck want Curse Scroll? Are they so cocky in their point slam right now that they don't even need points from the stratagem? I mean, Curse Scroll is pretty interesting. Now that it actually draws any cards you want, pretty interesting. We're definitely going to need Feign Death. Wait, did you forget about your leader? Because unless he has another Griffin, which you really don't want, you're not really gonna achieve much through not using your leader. Are we in pro rank right now and we're just not using our leaders? I don't understand anything. Why did I play this ranged again? It's the exact same thing as last time. Oh, baby. How about I mean, this is 5 points, but this makes Sabbath harder. Alright, not bad. They do remember they have a leader. You know, they just lost 2 points on it. And they're also not... Well, I mean, I was going to say they're not playing for Sabbath, but, I mean, you don't want to clog this Elf Eater. You're getting Sabbath. They are pretty close to Sabbath. In fact, they're at Sabbath. Probably the Whisper, because that leads to carryover. I mean, dropping Simless next turn, like if my opponent doesn't pass here, we're gonna see some crazy shit. Do I play this first for greed? Like, they're not gonna pass. Like, I have 4, 5, 6 points. Like, I'm safe from a pass here. If my opponent doesn't pass now. That is just... That is so bad, though. You were saying, are they ready to pop after 1? Yeah. See, that's a problem if he doesn't pass. Because he's going to force me to play out all of them. And yes. Oh, winning on even. 3 Orbs of Insight lined up to go. So good. There's the gourd. Oh, this is gonna sting.
Stop gargling like that.
I mean, how do I get to Deathblow with my leader? Oh! Very interesting. That's spicy. That's spicy. Don't usually see in these lists. But using their leader first, that was just unnecessary, right? Alright. If I hit that for 5, it's perfect. Actually, though, oh no. I'm a little bit screwed. I'm going to lose a lot of value. A lot of value. That was bad. That was bad. My brain is too small. I told you. It's too small. I probably should have just lost that value here and pushed them. Okay. Just got an upbrick. This is all good. I just need a unit on the board that does not have Veil. All this Veil is kind of getting in my way. If it hadn't been for the Veil, I would have gone off last turn. Still gonna go off though. Because now I can trigger the orbs with a non-veiled unit. The only good one is a dead one. So true. I got a GG. I guess one of my previous opponents reconnected. Oh god. That's fine. I mean, you have a 15-point card, I have a 15-point heat wave. I don't get, you didn't even play it properly, so that's fine. Jefe Bezos. Do I just kill that? Think I do. Oh god. Do I not have a Nature's Rebuke in my graveyard? What is wrong with me? My brain really is not... Now I have... Oh my god. How stupid can you get? I'm gonna lose now. I'm gonna get Shrek'd. I mean, I have enough to get the 5 Vitality. Like, that's not a problem. See, I should have saved my leader for this. Hope they don't have Tall Punish. I mean, they often have Irden, so that's an issue. Talk to strangers.
War will be our downfall. This I have seen.
Double Caress. With exactly enough turns left, right? I think so. Why? I mean, this card is good enough to warrant that. I'm kind of losing big time. I mean, I have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 43 points left. Never mind.
Bells cling a lively melody, and they cling to me like buds.
I only won by 8 points. My opponent messed up. I definitely messed up too. No.
How can I help?
I need more clips that I can actually include. I don't need more relicts. Like, this video can't just be me playing against relicts twice. That's not good. At all. Griffin is fine. I'm gonna feign death. Make the Griffin think I'm dead, so hopefully he won't come after me. Yeah, the nice thing about this matchup, obviously, is that, you know, you can... Okay. You can be greedy. Like, you can be greedy. That's just very nice, especially on red coin with a scenario. That makes me happy. Ginken. Aha. Fuck you. I could kill the fruit, making this a 6, but it gets the fruit back, so it's really just a 5. Beyond that, I'll just do this. Stupid Valve not being an elf. Which of this? Thank God for the pings. She who knows. I don't mind heat waving that at all. I really don't. A pass. Okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I do think if Relicts is a deck that you're facing a lot and you're really sick of it. Oh, thank God. Then this could be a good option because I think, you know, once you get the hang of this deck, which I definitely have not yet. Once you get the hang of it, like just being able to just greed out like a boss. It's actually very fun, and I think the matchup is very winnable. So, yeah. It is a fun deck to play. Like, even if you have some ethical qualms with the current state of Herald Gort, like me, like the rest of the deck, it's fun. Like, it's not bad at all. Like, I could do this. I think I am gonna do this. Just to do it, you know? Just to do it. To have it done. It's not great. Well, I mean, killing the thing is pretty good. Hello, Red Catcheress. See, I did it so I could get a guaranteed Dunka. But like right here, this Whisperer, a lot of procs. A lot of procs. But this is carryover. Nah, I'll do this.
Splendid crops this year, and ever they shall be. Leave it to me. Soil is fertile with nuts, and dead wine.
I think that's pretty good. There's Mamuna. Not at Sabbath.
Reach high into the sky.
I'm gonna play this Dryad's Caress, then I'm gonna play this Elven Seer. I'm gonna Simless for Orbs. And my Orbs will be ready to trigger next turn. I honestly don't see this going very bad. Like, this is insane.
Children giving parents up unto death. It is inevitable.
But my next turn is going to be crazy. Just like their every turn is crazy. But then my round 3 is going to be pretty insane. One there, one there.
Fertile with nuts, and dead wine.
Currently at 18 here. Like, it is fun. Like, seeing your gourd grow and being like maximizing how many special cards you can play to set up a big finisher. That is fun. That is very old school Gwent stuff. I just think for 7 provisions, this guy is a little bit insane right now. Okay, we still have Bloody Mistress to deal with. I don't think that's an issue. Especially with Dunka. Dunka and Forest Protector would just kind of slap the shit out of this. A little disappointing. A little disappointing, because I was going to slap the shit out of my opponent there. But, you know, they sure as hell did not have many great cards left, while I had my cards. I had a lot of cards. Like 12 points to carryover. A gourd that would hit for over 20 points. That's good. Alright, Nilfgaard. Is it going to be the hyper thin match that I have desired for like 7 matches now? No, Imperial Formation. Huh. That could be very cool. Or it could be not at all what I hope it is. I don't want to break anything. Yes, and we're gonna get to see a lot of Dwams. So let's make sure they're dead. Again, we could see an Invocation here. I don't really mind that trade. Oh, why did I mulligan Gourd? This is so much worse. That's pretty good. I mean, I have to play a spell here. just to make sure that I get some value. I don't have a lot of good ones though. Do I just use my leader? Let's just do this. Like, who cares? Who cares? Alright, can we ease up on the dead Dwan talk? I am, after all, a Dwan. Alcer's Thunder. Why? Why though? Jeffrey Bezos. You gonna kill him too? Right to maker. Yeah, why does that exist? I don't know.
Stop gurgling like that.
Makes my leader easy to trigger. Let's see if they have more removal. Or another Blight Maker that goes for the 33% chance hit. Or Avalok. What is this? Mages? Mages and spells? With Imperial formation? That's the part that is kind of making me question reality. Okay, this lived, which is good. I think I use my leader here. And then... probably just going really easy on the playing here. That Frost did have a 50-50 to counter cock block me. That's fine, I have another one. Thinking about using leader charge? Yes. All of them?
The continent will quake beneath Nilfgaardian hoof.
Oh, is he aiming for a pass here? Is he aiming for a pass? Because I do want to play the Elven Seer before I play my dude. But then he gets a good pass. So I'm probably just going to play my dude. Wouldn't want to give him a pass now, would we? I can play one more spell before they trigger. Even if they do trigger, I may just play this. Hit this.
No good wine will come from here, not even compost.
Let's see, I go to 37, so I can play this.
You must banish. I see no other.
We're chilling. We're chilling. Chilling, chilling, chilling. Fringilla Vigo. I was hoping I'd see that. I could go for the double caress. That would bring these out of my graveyard, but at this point, do I need it to win? I do, because I have 2 Nature's Rebukes that don't do shit.
Wait, yes, they won't let us talk to strangers.
not great. Like, I am not far ahead given what happened here. And given what I have in my hand. Like, that gives me a pass. But this also puts me 9 points ahead. Next turn I have 7 points. And if I don't think 7 points is going to cut it... 7. 7 puts me at 63. You would need 9 points. If he has 9 points, I lose on even. If he doesn't, I lose a card up. 9 points. This deck right now. Both of these spent. I mean, knowing I have Vitality, like, he wouldn't do this. Yes. Okay. He did have 9 points. Like, I still forced out his last card, which right now is actually kind of a good one. So, yeah. Like, I gave my opponent the benefit of the doubt here. Like, he knew I had 2 Vitality, which already put me 3 points ahead. And there's no way he was counting on me having a 4-point card. Like, he knew. He knew what was going on. Okay, I officially lose last say. Wait. Again with the no elves? Jesus. This has happened before, and like, I don't even think about it, because Feign Death is a round 1 card. Feign Death, it's a card you play round 1 with this, when you have the elves. Like, when it's stuck in my deck until round 3, I don't think about having to keep my elves. I mean, I can't sit and play my elves sparingly. They're my cards. Okay, what's left? Okay. Good. Like, that's just how I have to do it. It sucks. But it's what I have to do. Ramon. Ramon Tortoise. I mean, so far, 11-point card. Like, it's not awful. And that Waylay probably would have just been 3 points, unless I'd used the Whisper, so I at least got an instant proc. Murktebrak? What is going on? See, I don't have my my orbs, right? Yeah, I spent those long ago. I don't have Dryad. No. Just for the death blow here. Like, I think the points I realistically lose from this are made up for by the death blow. So I don't think it's a problem. 10 points. Not bad. I mean, he has Invocation for Gord, right? So I have to be... in a position to win. If he passes my score here, which he does, and then has Invocation, I lose. Or any tall punish. I mean, this is a loss that I kind of earned. It's a loss my opponent earned for playing Becker's Rock Slide. I get that there was somewhat of a mage theme and some spells that didn't have to be there, but then also Imperial formation and suddenly a bunch of soldiers and Usurper. Usurper with no devotion. Because with devotion he actually has synergy with a lot of the agents that are mages. And he's a soldier. That made no sense. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Some stale matchups. Obviously you didn't see all of them, but they were a bit stale. That last one, what was it? Merc de Brack? Becker's Rock Slide? I mean, obviously some sort of homebrewer, maybe someone who doesn't have that big of a collection. Good on them for being in pro rank. And not just net decking viciously. Props to them for that. But if there was an actual point behind all of that, I would love to hear what it was. I don't think there's no excuse for the dragon. Like there's no mechanical excuse. There's no thematic justification. Like that has to be just someone still building a collection, playing with the cards they got, being in pro rank. Good for them. Good on you, opponent. Anyway, my deck. Luckily, it went better than I expected. I was expecting to brutally mess this up because I have practiced with the archetype a little bit earlier in the season, just in case I wanted to do a video. And that did not go well. This definitely went a lot better. I think, like one card that I think some versions run, and I opted not to play for this video because I wanted to try out something else, is a Neuromancy. I think getting Feign Death in round 1, I think that really is the way to go. Like, that is pretty much always what you want. Like, you have a 20-point Gord finisher for round 3. Like, you don't care about spending a 14 provision card round 1 because you have a 7 provision card for round 3 that's going to be worth more points. Like, you always want this round 1. Like, when you have enough elves and when you just need all the pushing power you can get, because round control is pretty important with this, and against certain decks your greedy cards are just not going to cut it. So Feign Death is really important. And you know, a Neuromancy, like, it's a special card that you play twice for Herald Gord. Like, the synergy is there, the need for it is there. I think the versions that run a Neuromancy probably, I think they cut Fauve and maybe Call of the Forest, and then you're definitely ditching the Caresses, which I am fine with, because first of all, these are among the 4 provision cards you don't want to play in an ideal match anyway, and like, they're not amazing. Like, they're a backup target for Simless, and you know, if you use your leader, you have Dryads for that round. And if you play it smart, as opposed to what I did, you know, you probably won't get screwed by these, even without Valve. But we have Dunka too. I don't know, I think, despite my feelings on Aneromancy as a card, I think I'd be more comfortable playing it in this deck than not playing it. And I think Valve and maybe Call of the Forest. Like, Call of the Forest goes up to this, Valve gets downgraded a little bit. Probably not a second Circle of Life, although you could do that. It's kind of a meta call. I think it has to be a special card though, at least. But the deck is fun. It is a fun archetype. After Once Upon a Pyre launched, you know, we had this and Francesca, who is terrible. And what was the last thing? Yeah. We had 2 cards, but they had no archetype. And then this expansion, with the Thanet Coup, we get Elven Seer, which is fantastic. Orb of Insight, fantastic. And Simless is just amazing. This needs a buff, but it's a cool card. Hopefully it gets a buff and it gets playable in this archetype. I would love that. Otherwise, it's good. It is fun. Some moral qualms with the current state of Harold Gord. Otherwise, it is a deck that I enjoy playing. I had a good time. It's definitely fun to play. Like when you're sitting there making your plays, like planning out which card you're going to play then and trying to set up the combos and the chains. It's very fun. It is very fun. And if you can get past Harold Gord being a son of a bitch, I'm sure you'd enjoy it just as much as I did. It's got some control, but it's not really a control deck. It just has access to some solid control options, which all decks need right now, sadly. That's just the way it is. But yeah. It was a lot of fun. I hope you thought so too. Thank you so much for watching once again. We're only 2 days away from the patch. Right now, I'm recording this on Tuesday. I don't know if it comes out on Tuesday or Wednesday. The video, that is. But the patch should drop on Thursday. Hopefully, we're getting patch notes on Wednesday. Like, the devs have like a 50-50 success rate at giving the patch notes before the patch actually drops. Yeah, I constructive criticism here. I don't think that should even be a question. It should always come out at least a day before. Just let people know what's going to happen. You know, just like the thing is, just knowing what's coming, like a day or two early, it kind of facilitates the hype of the patch before the patch is even out. Like, I love getting patch notes and seeing like, oh, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. And if it's just like in a day or two, like the wait isn't unbearable. It's just fun. You're hyped. And you can prepare decks and like do some theory crafting before the patch actually drops, so that when it does, you're ready. Because you know what your decks are going to look like, because you know the changes a little bit in advance. And I think that should just always be the thing. Always, at least the day before, release those patch notes. Get people hyped. Get them talking. And get them excited to play your game. I will say, just a quick little thing before we end off. Some of you know this, but a lot of you probably don't. A couple of weeks ago, I think, people started finding a lot of leaked balance changes on playgwent.com. This has happened before. You go onto the deck list, and you see that provisions or powers or some numbers don't match up with how the game is currently looking. In the past, this has always been actual balance changes that have come the next patch. So like, you know, the devs are testing out changes and it's connected to their website and we can actually see some of them there. I think they fixed it because I think all the changes that were found are gone. But there is a full list on Reddit of everything we found. And last time this happened, people actually found all the changes. So when the patch came out, there were no surprises. And I'm not disappointed in not being surprised, because I don't really care. What was just disappointing was that, like, the changes that people found that ended up being all the changes, it was not enough. And if it's going to be the same case this time, where the changes we found a couple weeks ago are really everything that's going to come, it's not going to be enough. Like, there were a lot of, you know, valid changes, you know, good buffs to cards that need them. Only one nerf. Bloody Mistress going up to 11 provisions. And I just gotta say, if that is the only nerf coming to Relicts, it's not enough. That's a joke. That is an absolute joke. So, I'm just gonna hope that because we found these changes like a week or two ago, and they've had some more time since then, I just have my fingers crossed that they actually did some more balance changes as well since that time. But if they just knocked out, just, you know, power up, power down, provision up, provision down, if they just knocked out a pretty bare bones list of those earlier in the season and then just didn't touch the balancing again, that's not good. That is not good. So, you know, here's to hoping that there are more changes. If not, next season is not going to be much different than this one. And then the season after that, we're getting more broken new cards. So, you can never catch a break, us Gwent players, huh? Anyway. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're staying safe. And I hope to see you again soon for more Gwent. I'm aiming for a patch day video, but maybe it'll be the day after. We'll see. Until then, have a great one. And I'll see you soon.